Well, those were an eventful first 2 days on the job. Hey everybody, welcome to Mainely Movies. Today I'm going to be talking about the 1997 sci-fi comedy film, Men in Black. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for a variety of movie-related content like reviews, ranked lists, and trailer reactions. All of my reviews include a breakdown of the pros and cons, my rating, and some tailored film recommendations, so be sure to watch through to the end of this video for all that extra content. Men in Black stars Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, Linda Fiorentino, and Vincent D'Onofrio, and was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. It's loosely adapted from a short-lived comic book and tells the story of a secret government agency known as the Men in Black, which is tasked with protecting the Earth from aliens and other intergalactic threats. Agent K, played by Tommy Lee Jones, is a senior agent who recruits Will Smith's Agent J. It's not long before the Earth is threatened by aliens, and the pair must do everything they can to save the world. The mid-90s were a good time for Will Smith, and a bad time for aliens. Between Independence Day and Men in Black, audiences sure got their fill of both. While Independence Day was a sci-fi action film with a generally serious tone, Men in Black was able to fill the sci-fi comedy niche fairly well. In fact, it was quite the genre-blending film. Sometimes mixing too many genres together, or even just the wrong pairing of genres, can result in a movie that feels choppy and unfocused, but Men in Black manages to successfully meld a variety of genres, combining sci-fi action with gross-out chills and buddy cop comedy. I'll admit, I've never read the comics, though it's my understanding that the film has a very different plot and tone, and so while I'm sure the more serious nature of the comics made for a very interesting story, I'm so happy they went the way they did with the movie. It's just such an incredibly fun film. And really, I think it has something for just about everybody. It's got the comedy, it's got the action, it's got dashes of horror and romance and mystery, all steeped very heavily in science fiction. For me, the premise is one of the driving forces of this film. Anytime there's a story involving a secret organization or society, I'm in. The idea that groups can exist and conduct business while the rest of the population remains completely oblivious is both unsettling and extremely cool. And with this film, we're on both sides of that. We start the movie like Jay, completely oblivious to the existence of the Men in Black and the threats they protect the Earth from. So when he gets recruited, we come along for the ride and get to experience all the technology and aliens and crazy situations as he experiences them for the first time. I kind of have a thing for origin stories, and this movie essentially serves as Jay's. Jay's great and really funny, but this movie wouldn't be close to as entertaining as it is without Kay. That mismatched buddy cop pairing is what really produces the humor in this film. The basic interplay between their characters isn't anything exceptionally unique. You've probably seen it in another dozen movies. The job-hardened stoic veteran paired up with the cocky, wisecracking rookie. But between the chemistry that these two have together and the possibilities that the premise and setting allow for, this is definitely one of my favorite unlikely pair partnerships. Sci-fi and comedy, especially when combined, don't always age the best. Jokes and references that were funny and relevant 10 or 20 years ago might not play the same way today. Futuristic technology and special effects that were state-of-the-art might look like first draft renders by today's standards. But I gotta say, Men in Black still holds up. The CGI, while fairly rudimentary, doesn't look bad, and most of the jokes still land. Even the story holds up. Over the years, I've probably watched this movie 20 or 25 times, and even on this most recent rewatch, I still found the whole mystery of Orion's belt to be satisfying. I've liked this movie since I was a kid. Just hearing that opening Danny Elfman score gets me excited. But this is a movie that I think I've actually grown to like even more the older I've gotten and the more times I've watched it. Alright, let's talk about the pros and cons. Pro number one is really simple. It's fun. Things like comedy can be pretty subjective, but the overall energy and tone of this movie is so broadly appealing that I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who didn't have a good time watching it. Pro number two is the interplay between Jay and Kay. Much of that fun I was just talking about stems from their relationship. There's inherent comedy whenever you pair up two vastly different personalities and force them to work together, but that comedy is really heightened here. I know Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones wouldn't have been my first thought when picking a comedic duo, but their distinct brands of humor work so well together, and they've got incredibly believable chemistry. Like I said, this film wouldn't have worked nearly as well without their relationship. Pro number 3 is the premise. Of course, credit needs to go to Lowell Cunningham for developing the comics, but the cinematic refinement that occurred during its adaptation is equally noteworthy. The secret government agency angle is fun, but there's just so much world building beyond that. All the different alien races, the technology and gadgets, even the specifics of the environment at Men in Black headquarters. It all works together to create a fantastical yet still believable story. On the con side, my gripes are really minor. The only thing that was noticeably a con for me during this rewatch was some of the physical comedy, particularly with Will Smith. Much of it's enjoyable, even some of the goofy stuff like the encounter with Reggie and his wife, but some of it gets very overly slapstick or plays out for too long on screen and loses its humor, like the car scene in the tunnel for instance. I'm gonna give Men in Black 4 out of 5 paws. This is a movie that I always underestimate. I always forget just how much I like it, but no matter how many times I watch it, I still have a really great time with it. I would recommend Men in Black to just about anybody. Certainly fans of sci-fi comedy, aliens, or Will Smith will get quite a bit of enjoyment out of this one, but its blend of genres almost ensures that everybody will be able to find something they like about the movie. If you liked Men in Black, I've gotta recommend Independence Day for the obvious connections I made at the beginning of the review. Will Smith and aliens. It has a slightly more serious tone than this film, but definitely still has plenty of humor throughout. I would also recommend Kingsman: The Secret Service, which features a similar secret agency recruits rookie plot. There aren't any aliens, but there's plenty of action and comedy. Alright, a couple questions for you guys. Number 1, have you seen Men in Black? If so, what'd you think of it? And number 2, do you think that little Tiffany seems suspicious with her quantum physics books? Be sure to leave your answers in the comments below so we can get a discussion going. Alright, so if you got some enjoyment, insight, or information out of this review, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe while you're at it so you can see more videos like this. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainly Movies, the way life should be.